What is a fire team? I'm going to talk to you about that today. My name is Jerry Green. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do that. Also, give me a thumbs up if I'm giving you some value. Let's go ahead and talk about that. So let's talk a little bit about what a fire team looks like. And you say, what in the heck is that, Jerry? Well, let's think about this, okay? And explain to you what this fire team principle is all about. So a fire team principle really comes from a military tactic. And a lot of you are probably familiar with that if you've been in the military. I was in the military, but I never learned that till just years ago here. So a fire team principle is really based upon someone managing no more, or I should say managing, communicating to no more than 4 people at one time. So you got 4 people under that fire team leader. So as I look at this, I started thinking about this, and I started working with my COO and my company too, where we started thinking about this and thinking, wow, this really could make a big impact on our business. And we started breaking this down. And we realized that a lot of times that a big problem with a lot of teams is one person is managing too many people at once. We started looking at this fire team principle a lot more. And this came from another buddy of mine that's been a mentor of mine for a while, and it's that, it's like, let's, instead of trying to manage, 20 people or 10 people, one person, break it up where you create fire teams. And then these fire teams report, I should say the fire team lead then reports to the upper management on things. And if it can work in military, guys, it can definitely work in your business. Because if you think about it, the whole thinking behind this is, on the military side of things, is you think about most people are typically in the position where the maximum they're in the military typically is one term of like 4 years, okay? So if that's the case, they have to be in a position where they can quickly train people, get them into the system on things, and then be able to replace them quickly with other people, okay? And so they thought about that and thought, wow, if that's the case, if you think about it, they're one of the most efficient organizations in existence. So if you think about that when it comes to operational side, why wouldn't we take some of this and apply it to our business? So that's what we started doing. So we started applying this to our business, and we were able to go in, guys, and then basically set it up where one person could be a team lead, and they can have people underneath them that are reporting to them instead of having 20 people report to one person, okay? So we started establishing basically what we call fire teams within the business. So in real estate side of things, think about this. As you build things out, you could first of all have that where, let's just say, for example, sales is a perfect example in this. So you could have a sales team. You could have people involved in acquisitions. You could have people involved in dispositions. Well, let's say you have a smaller team. You can have all those people, okay, reporting to one team lead. Then that one team lead could report to you if you're running the company on things. Or if you have a COO, they would report to them, okay, or some type of general manager on things. If you have maybe an acquisitions team that is larger and you have multiple people on your acquisitions team, then those acquisitions team members would report to one person, and that one person would be your fire team leader. Now here's the cool thing about it too. A lot of people go in this, when I share this, a lot of people say, well, I can't afford to have a separate manager. Nobody said you had to have a separate manager for each team. What you can do is you can have one person on that team that becomes the fire team leader. So for example, you can have 4 people on an acquisitions team, and out of those 4 people, they're all active putting deals together, but one of them becomes the fire team leader. And then that fire team leader then reports to upper management from there. And guys, it's amazing, because when you start doing this, it allows you to actually grow and also go into scalability. because that's where most people falter on things. I remember talking to a student here not long ago, and he was in early stages starting to work with me, and he told me about how he was working with, I think it was about 9 or 10 VAs, and he was dealing with that all himself. And he said it was just driving him crazy. He was constantly involved in all the management of those 9 or 10 VAs. I said, that's never going to work for you. He says, what do you mean? And I said, you're always going to continue in that pattern. He says, because he was in a position where his answer was he needed to add more VAs, it would make it easier. And I go, whoa, wait a minute. You can add more VAs, but the problem is all that management's still going to come back to you. And he said, well, I never thought about it really that way. I just thought if I added more people, it would make it easier because they're having a hard time keeping caught up on things. So what I told him, I said, look, what you need to do is you can work with those VAs, but maybe make one of those VAs a fire team leader and break it up to groups of 4. I said, and you'll find that by doing that, you're going to reduce the amount of people you're going to be communicating with. Now you can just communicate with 2 versus 9 or 10 people. And he said, oh my God, he said, that's a game changer on things. So guys, I just want you to think about this. This can be applied to any business you're in, okay? But as we look at real estate, I think you'll find that it will make a huge impact on your growth side of things. Because once you get this down, the cool thing about it, it is a process that allows you to continue to grow over and over again, and you can take it to any level you want because there's no end in this. You can continue to build the fire teams, layer them one after another, after another, after another. So it's a simple concept, guys, based upon military, training. And if you, like I said, if you look at this, they're the best at training in the world. So why not take advice from them? Guys, I hope that this helps you some here. If you would, subscribe to my channel, guys. Give me a like here and let me know that you enjoy this here. And we'll talk to you in the next one.